Whoa, what was that? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 1:15 my time. Don't know what time it is where y'all at, but it's early in the morning where I'm at. All right. I didn't really share this out, so don't know how many people may come in on the live, but like I always say, it's always the replay. The replay always available. So those who don't catch it early this morning, you can catch it later this morning. All right. All right. Or wherever you at, later afternoon, later evening, whatever, you will be able to catch it because I leave everything up. It's been a minute. Like I told y'all, work is kicking my ass. So that's why I ain't just really been doing nothing lately because work just been kicking my ass. So got a little time this morning. So I say, hey, well, let me come on and say something about this right here because I had somebody send me this. I had finally had a chance to look at it, and I see a lot of people got a mixed emotion about this. Some people say, "Hey, this is over. This is way over," and I see a lot of people like, "Hey, I don't see nothing that they did wrong." You know, I saw somebody chat say they can't wait to see my thoughts on this, and I'm gonna let y'all know now. I mean, on this one, some of y'all may like my thoughts, some of y'all may not like my thoughts, but I guess it all depends on your mindset of the whole situation because this is a child that we're talking about. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right. All right. So we got one here. We're going to talk about this right here. There was an 8-year-old that was detained by the police. And what has happened here, the story that I'm gathering, the young man was stealing a bag of chips, from a store, I believe. And the young man was now people using the word detained, and I don't know why they using that word because from what I read on this, he was never put in handcuffs or anything like that. He was only put in the back of a police car and he was taken home. So why people are using the word detained, I don't know, unless I got the misunderstanding what detained actually means, or the statement of custody, unless I just got it wrong, or what it actually means to be detained and in custody. I don't know. I tell you, a lot of times when it comes to story dealing with law enforcement, I'm ignorant to it because I haven't got in trouble like that. So I am ignorant to a lot of stuff when it comes to law enforcement. That's why I rely on a lot of y'all when I do these shows. Y'all can tell me the difference of this and that. And I appreciate everybody who gives me information or give me knowledge when it comes to stuff like this. All right. But yeah, I'm seeing people outraged saying he had handcuffs put on him and this, that, and third, but that's not what was shown in the video camera. So I can say this for one thing, that this one of the stories that when it comes to stuff like that, people is trying to make it out more than what it is. And I don't like when people do that. You know, if you're gonna call it fair, call what you see. Stop adding on stuff to it. Call what you see. All right. And if you still disagree with what you saw was going on, then that's fair. But to keep adding on stuff to it, said he was in handcuffs and this, that, third, that ain't right, you know, because now you try to spark more outrage. And me personally, that's not the way to get the resolution solved or what's going on with this situation. All right. Of course, since he's 8 years old, they have not released the boy's name yet, not that I saw, because he's a minor, so his name hasn't been released. But however, though, we're going to hear where the police going to say that they have been through this with him before, but they're not speaking on how many times they have. But they saying they have been through this with him before. All right. So as always, guys, I'm gonna let y'all hear what's going on here, and y'all, as always, y'all give y'all thoughts of what y'all going to hear. All right. And for the people here, or the people come in later, no, just be honest. Tell me how you actually feel about it. You think they overboard with it, or do you think he should take it as a life lesson learned, or what? Where's the okay, there we go, right there. So all right, guys, let's get right into it. Let's listen, and y'all tell me what y'all thoughts. All right, let's go.
Police in Syracuse, New York are being criticized over a new video showing an officer putting a crying 8-year-old into the back of a cruiser. The boy was reportedly accused of stealing a bag of chips. Police then dropped him off to his father. Now the video is sparking debate online about the appropriate course of action. TJ Holmes has that story.
Millions of people online have seen
what is y'all doing
and are reacting to this video of an 8-year-old child stopped by Syracuse police.
You're stealing stuff. If he breaks into your house, you steal something.
Nah, man. What, he stole a bag of chips?
The boy screaming and sobbing while being placed in the back of a police cruiser by 3 officers after they say he stole a bag of chips from a local store.
What is y'all doing?
Take a guess what I'm doing.
He look like a baby to me. Why you?
Guess what I'm doing.
I don't know what you doing. I just see you snatch him up off the.
No.
So what? So what's going on then? If he stole some chips, I'll pay for him. I'll pay for him. You don't even know where he lives.
Kenneth Jackson recorded the incident and spoke with GMA overnight.
I had to, because at that moment I'm looking around and there's no one out there besides myself at the time. A small audience was starting to gather, but no one was actually intervening.
It was his video that prompted a passionate online debate.
What are you doing to that young boy?
About what
I want to ask y'all a question, and this for the people watching now and for everybody who's going to be watching later on. I want y'all to hear what he just said. He said he was the only one that was out there first, but he said as things progressed, it gained the audience, and he said when nobody was intervening. So my question when I heard him say that, why do he think when nobody intervening? Or for some of y'all who probably know about this story, who caught it before I did, why do you think nobody was intervening in this situation right here when this was going on? I'm just curious on your thought process on that. And he is too, if he speak about it.
the appropriate course of action should be in this situation.
Hey, I'll walk him home. How about that? We'll walk him home.
We have a policing problem when it comes to police in the community. And clearly, as the world can see, there's a big disconnect.
In a statement, the Syracuse mayor says the body camera footage demonstrates no handcuffs were used by officers at any time. He goes on to say what occurred demonstrates the continuing need for the city to provide support to our children and families and to invest in alternative response options to assist our officers.
Call your sergeant.
Call your sergeant.
Call your sergeant, man.
The officers later dropped off the young boy to his father, who at the time said the officers were friendly, but after seeing the video wants to file a complaint with police. Syracuse police say the incident is under investigation and they cannot comment. Diane, the mayor goes on to say in his statement that the police officer knew the little boy from previous interactions, but didn't go into detail about exactly what that meant. The officers do remain on duty at this time, Diane.
TJ Holmes, thanks for that. And I'd like to bring in host and legal analyst at Law and Crime Network, Terry Austin, for more on this. Terry, what's your reaction to this video? Do you think police could face legal repercussions, or is this considered appropriate?
Well, I don't consider it appropriate. I think it is an unreasonable use of force. I'm not sure they will face charges as far as this is concerned, though. They did not make an arrest, and that is good. They didn't put him in handcuffs, and that is good. And they brought him home. But the way they handled the situation under the Syracuse Police Department policy, they should have de-escalated this situation. There was no need to forcibly put him in the car or to put his hands behind his back. So I think there should be some discipline. I'm not sure charges would be brought, but definitely these police officers should have additional training or some discipline as far as I'm concerned.
Now, we heard in TJ's piece that the boy's father said the officers were friendly, but after seeing the video, he now wants to file a complaint with the police department. What impact can a complaint like that have?
Well, the complaint will help as far as some discipline is concerned. They'll have to do an investigation, which they say they are doing already anyway. But I think the department will probably take the whole situation more seriously if they see that someone is pursuing the situation. The father said he's going to do that. I think that's a good idea. You know, this is a small 8-year-old boy. And when you look at why someone would be treated like this, he wasn't a threat. And under the use of force policy, they're supposed to consider that. How old is the person? How large is the person? How serious is this crime? So I do think the father has a right to bring a complaint, and it should be investigated. And I do think there should be some action taken after that.
Now, the Syracuse mayor said that the incident, quote, demonstrates the continuing need for the city to provide support to children and families and to invest in alternative response options to assist our officers. What do you think he means by alternative response options?
You know, Diane, I think one of the things the mayor's trying to say there is that we should look at the cause and not the result here, that perhaps we should look at the relationship between the community and the police officers. Maybe there could be some programs to bring those two communities together, because I think with a better understanding of why they're there, they'll be better as far as these cases are concerned.
All right, Terry Austin, always great to have your analysis, Terry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me give credit to ABC. That's their video. We start giving them credit. I think YouTube is starting cracking down on a lot of stuff. About showing videos, but I think the main thing is you showing videos, not giving commentary to it. You can get hit easy with that. So I don't recommend nobody do videos and don't get commentary on it. If you're gonna play videos, please get commentary on it. You know, because you can't get hit, and how strict YouTube is getting. All right. The lady at the end says she think there should be some kind of discipline be taken for what the cops did. She said she think it wasn't appropriate. All right. Well, like I said, everybody got a different opinion on stuff like this. But I'm going to say this right here. When my grandmother was alive, when she was alive, and I was just telling somebody this story. We went to a school down here in Memphis called Doubletree Montessori School. And I remember this one day my cousin saw a baton that was sitting on the table. She encouraged me to go take this baton. Now the baton, of course it didn't belong to me, but she wanted the baton. So I ran into school and grabbed the baton. My grandma saw the baton and said, "Whose baton is that? It ain't none of y'all's, because y'all mama ain't saying nothing about y'all buy no baton. I ain't putting nobody to buy nobody no baton, so who baton is this?" Guess who took the fall for that because they put their hands on the baton? Guess who got hit? I did. You want to know why? Because I took something that didn't belong to me. That's stealing. Regardless how you look at it, that's stealing. And I was a child. All right? So I got popped in the mouth for stealing. And not only for stealing, but lying about the situation or what happened. And that was her way of letting me know, hey, when you do stuff like that, by you being young that you are, it's going to fall on her. It ain't going to fall on me. Stuff like they're going to keep falling on her because I was in her care while this was going on. So if you're going to put me in this situation, I'm going to show you what's going to happen when you put me in this situation. All right? And what 9 times out of 10 happens when whoever your guardian at the time was, what 9 times out of 10 will happen? For a minute, you won't do it anymore. I'm not going to say you're going to completely just stop doing it, but you ain't going to do it again because you took the fall for something that you were doing for your family member or somebody you thought they was your friend. That's what you got for it. All right? So, I'm saying it to say this. In the 80s and 90s, we got dealt with doing this stuff. In the era that we're in now, we speak about this a lot. A lot of these people let their kids run rabbit, and they do whatever they want to do. Remember what I said in the beginning. We're going to hear later where they say this is not the first interaction they have with this young man. As a matter of fact, I'm finna play a video where you're going to hear the cops say, didn't we just go through this already? He's going to say that. Didn't we just go through this already? Which leads me to go to his dad now. All right? I don't know if the dad is the legal guardian of him, or he got custody of this young man or what. I don't know. But they saying he's putting in a complaint, which he has his right to do. He's going to put in a complaint about the video that he saw how the police handle his son. Well, I have a question for the dad. No shade at him. But I have a question for the dad. If it is true what the police said that they have had multiple interactions with your son, and I'm assuming it's the same thing what we're hearing now, then I have to question you. What are you doing? How is your son constantly getting in this same situation over again, according to the cops? How does he end up in this same situation again? What are you doing? Are you talking to him? Are you disciplining him? What are you doing if this is factual? That he's constantly getting caught for doing the same thing. What is happening at home? Now, Kimberg, you want to donate, somebody put in my PayPal or my Cash App up in there. If y'all don't mind. If y'all got my Cash App or my PayPal, please put up in there and let people donate. I appreciate you, but yeah, I don't cut my super chat on, you know, because again, if I get flagged, they gonna go out the window. So you want to send me something, hit that Cash App or PayPal for me. All right. So that would be my question to him. Okay. Then we had to go this route right here. You hear the guy screaming and hooting and hollering. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? He defended the young man. Cool. I get it. He have a difference of opinion about the situation. Maybe he have a problem with the cops. I don't know. Or maybe he just have a problem with kids being handled by the cops. I don't know. But he has his right to feel how he feel about the situation. All right. So he's screaming and saying, what did he do? What did he do? Now, I think the cop asked him a good question. He said, if this was him stealing from you, what you would have done? Now, he keeps saying it's just a bag of chips. Now, come on, guys. Let's just be real. We all know that somebody steals from our house, it's always a different reaction. It's not going to be the same reaction that he gave to the cops. So me personally, I'm going to say that's bullshit. Because if he did rob this house, he would have had a different response. It wouldn't be all that hooting and holler at the cops. He going to be hooting and holler at that boy. And what's going to end up happening, he going to find out where that boy stay at and probably end up hooting and hollering at them. Him and the mom, more likely. All right? And the way he was talking in the interview to me, and I could be wrong, how he was talking, it sounded like he tried to play hero. Because he said people was around and nobody intervened. He was the only one intervening. Well, remember when I asked y'all, why do y'all think nobody was intervening? Think about what I said earlier. Multiple times they said they had interactions with him. So could it be the fact that the reason other people did not intervene because they have seen this young boy constantly doing stuff and they saying, fuck it. If the dad ain't doing anything, then why should we? Y'all follow me? Maybe the reason people did not intervene because they know this little boy too. And they have seen the stuff he has been doing. And yes, maybe he is constantly causing problems in that neighborhood. And I mean problems by constantly stealing and getting in trouble. And someone probably may have talked to the dad and said, hey, your son over here doing this and that. They said the first time. The dad probably like, all right, cool, I'll take care of it. They probably came to him again. Hey, man, your son back here doing this again. The dad probably like, all right, I'm going to take care of it. So if you part of the neighborhood or part of the village and you kind of going back telling his dad, hey, dude, your son is over here doing X, Y, and Z. Do you think the village going to keep on coming back and telling him what's going on after they told him at least 3 times? If they told him at least 3 times and the boy comes still doing the same thing, then here's the thing. What do you have left to say? And I'm not saying this actually happened. I'm just throwing stuff out there. If they went to him at least 3 times and say, hey, man, your son is over here doing this and doing that, dude. You need to get him. Then what more can they say to him if he's not intervening with his son and trying to help correct his mishaps? All right? So I want y'all to understand. This is how I feel about it because how I was raised. My grandma didn't play that shit by stealing. Let's go further than my mom didn't play that shit by stealing. I don't know about any other fellas who listening now or maybe listen later on. How many times your mama got on your ass by trading Nintendo cartridges? They would not let you trade Nintendo cartridges because they say this shit was expensive back then. And if somebody break yours or that you break their Nintendo cartridge, they ain't got the money to pay for it. But we still did it because somebody had a game that we wanted to play. And what we used to do, we used to stuff them games in our pants, run over to your partner's house, trade games. Boom, you at home playing his game and he playing yours. Or when mama find out, she'd say, I didn't buy this game for you. Whose game is this? You got your ass whooped. Well, I know I got my ass whooped. I got my ass whooped, but I got no punishment. All right? And they all come from obedience. To do what I ask you to do. You're not old enough to make your own decisions to do stuff like that, especially when it's involving money I paid for you to get it. All right? So please, I want y'all to understand where I come from for this. Now, some of y'all may not like it. Some of y'all may agree. I don't know. But we have to, with a lot of this stuff, you just gonna have to tell it like it is. You're gonna have to tell it like it is. You can't sugarcoat it. Tell it like it is. All right? Tell it like it is. But with that being said, guys, all right, let's go deeper into this. I do have the police footage. I do have it. And, you know, let's see what's going on here. Wait a minute, that's the right one? Oh, yeah, that's the right one. All right, guys, let's see what's going on here. And maybe some of y'all feel different.
Oh, yeah, because I'm not going to find him there. Today we're here to discuss a larceny call that the Syracuse Police Department was called to involving several juveniles on the city's north side.
Where are you going?
All right, let me stop right there. And I'm thinking this is what everybody had a problem with, is that right there. Y'all saw how the police came up and took the bag of chips and pulled it out, kind of like gangster style or whatnot. And then you see the police got his hand on the collar and whatnot and saying, hey, what are you doing here? Now, if y'all got a problem with that, then, hey, I can agree with you. You know, maybe that is a little bit excessive. But then again, some of y'all still may feel the same way, say y'all don't believe that's excessive. But to grab him on his collar like that and the way y'all pull the chips out like y'all gangster or something, I mean, I will agree with you on that. Maybe that is a little excessive. But then again, I'm not a cop. I don't know. But keep on listening. Just keep listening.
Didn't we just go through this?
Did we just go through this? Y'all heard him? Did we just go through this?
Didn't we just go through this? You were crying in the backseat of my car? Remember that?
You crying in the backseat of my car. Remember that? So again, they had interactions with this young man. They had multiple interactions with this young man. Now, what did he do the other time? I don't know, but let's continue.
Get off your bike. Get off your bike. Hey. It wasn't you. Get off your bike. Get off.
I saw the key stopping him, but they're grabbing him on the hood like that. Again, for people who saying that, they didn't like that. I mean, I guess I can agree with you. Maybe that is a little excessive. Maybe that is. Let's continue.
Come on. Come on.
Hey. Y'all see the other boy right there with him? Y'all see the other boy with him? Now, I don't know who child it is. But he went and tried to grab the boy and pull him and try to help him escape. Now, who child is that? So when I saw that, they showed me right there, then they must be compadres, one. And two, if they do go on a stealing spree, he be right there with him. So now you got to ask the question too. Where his mom and dad at? What's going on with that? But let's continue.
Stop. Get over here.
Look at him.
Stop. You know what it means? You keep doing that. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know what you want. I just think you snatching my
You don't know.
So what's going on there?
This video stops and we'll transition over to Officer Bohuniak's body-worn camera. The next clip starts where Officer Bohuniak is placing the juvenile in the rear of the police vehicle so he can be taken home. In this video and in the next video, you'll see that the juvenile was not placed into handcuffs.
We're bringing you home to your mother? Stop. Let go. Stop, dude.
Before we go any further, the dad, and I'm going to play that in a minute, the dad said he felt like his son was being mistreated. How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like he's being mistreated? I don't see nothing forcible or anything. I don't see them getting rough with him or anything like that. But again, maybe y'all think different. The dad said he felt like his son was being mistreated. How do y'all feel?
Stop. 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 What? Yeah. Excuse me. All these over a fucking bag of chips. Two bags of chips.
He's on the inside of the vehicle, so you'll hear some interaction between the officer and the juvenile.
Nope, you're going home. Well, stop stealing.
I want y'all to listen. He told him he was going home. The boy's still crying and whatnot. I get it. He traumatized. He's scared. I get it. I didn't hear what the boy just said then, but the cop told him to stop stealing. So again, I'm trying to find out where was he mistreated at, because when we was kids or whatnot, our folks told us that stop stealing, you stop getting on punishment. Stop stealing, you stop getting your ass whooped. Stop disobeying, and we all good. All right, you ain't got to worry about no timeouts. You ain't got to worry about no punishments. You ain't got to worry about no ass whoopings. You ain't got to worry about none of that if you obey and do what I asked you to do instead of doing what you want to do. All right. So again, he said to him, "I'm taking you home. I'm taking you home." And he's still hooting and hollering. But again, he's a child. I get it. He's scared. Maybe he think he actually going to jail. All right. But I get that part. But the man said, "I'm taking you home. Stop stealing." That's it. Didn't cuss the boy out of nothing. All right. But then again, maybe a lot of y'all may feel different. Some of y'all may feel different about this. And I welcome y'all opinions. Y'all feel different, man. Please let me know for real, because maybe I'm seeing it wrong.
There's no doubt that there is trauma there. And that experience will influence how that child views law enforcement. This is a snapshot of what is happening all over this city and all over this country. Our kids are struggling.
Yep.
And we're all doing our best to try to help, but we need to do more.
I've been here and dropped him off with your wife before, and it doesn't seem like she really cares.
Y'all heard what he said? I'd have dropped him off to your wife before, and it seemed like she doesn't really care. Now, there, right there, should tell you something. It shows you that somebody don't care. Somebody's not disciplining this boy. Somebody's not talking to his boy. Or either the young man's not being raised right. For the cop to sit up there and say that, I done brought him home to his mom before. And she seemed like she doesn't care.
No, she's
sick. She's scared, but she's sick. The officers that responded to this 911 complaint of a larceny in progress located the child who was stealing, didn't handcuff him, didn't arrest him, didn't take him to jail. We don't do that. What they did do is call him by name and take him home to his father, then stand in the street and have a long discussion with him. Folks, this is community policing 101.
Can I stop and say hi and have a conversation next time, and we'll be friends? I'm not going to be chasing you down for stealing stupid things, right?
This is a painful situation for everybody involved. I know we can do better, and I believe we will do better.
So again,
watching heat today. It's staying cool out there.
The people who say he's being mistreated, please tell me where he was being mistreated at. Where is he being mistreated at? He would sit there and talk. He said, "We friends. We're going to be friends, right? And I ain't going to chase you around for stupid stuff." The boy said, "Okay, All right. So even the cop having a talk with him after they just claimed we'd have been through this before. He's still talking to him. Still no handcuffs, no detain, no jail. He's back at home. He's back at home. So again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe later on people can watch this. Y'all have difference of opinion. Y'all may feel like he was mistreated. And hopefully y'all can tell me why y'all feel like he was mistreated. Because from what I'm seeing, they could have took it to jail. Far as my recollection, they could have took him to jail, but they didn't. They didn't. I want to read a few of these comments. This person 2 hours ago said, "It's always the random stranger who makes the situation much more stressful and dangerous." This person right here said, I just watched this again on the news. It just blew me away. The news lady states that the video you're about to watch is disturbing, and of course, the only thing disturbing I observed was the neighbors yelling at the police. Media really set us up. A huge seed is planted that there is misconduct before we even watch because it sells, and we like our dirty laundry. And you know what? I agree with that comment, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the title that's being thrown around is he was detained. He was not. He was not detained. So why is they putting it up in there when he was not detained? And then y'all heard that they had to correct it. This young man was not in handcuffs. So why are we throwing all these stuff, all this other stuff in there? Why are we spreading this extra mustard on there and this didn't happen? This person right here said the question is, where are the parents? The question is, where are the parents? An 8-year-old shouldn't be running the streets unsupervised. He wasn't arrested. He was taken home. Do I need to go any further? This person right here said next time he thinks about stealing, he'll think about being put in the back of a police car. Maybe that so-called trauma did some good. Way to back up your options saying we need to do better. How about the parents do better? Okay, somebody right here said that was a young kid. As a father, that was not a way to treat a kid, even if they did something wrong. I think the police are doing their best they can in a society where parents don't have the time or means to raise the kids. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. They brought into this world. It could have been handled better, but the kid stole food or was associated with stealing. Good life lessons, not to steal or associate with bad people. The officer has done more for that kid in 1 hour than his parents probably have that week. Kids take lots of time and effort to raise right. Okay, so it sounds like this person right here kind of like calling it down the middle. He feel like he shouldn't be treated like that, but at the same, he's saying, hey, but this is what you did, though. You put yourself in this situation, young man, so you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it, but at least you got taken home. All right? This person right here. As a parent, I don't see any mishandling. If my kid got caught stealing, the last thing I would want anyone, including the police, is to give him a hug or a trophy, which seems like this entire country is heading. He stole, the police took custody and took him to the parents. When I was a kid, I'd be more afraid of what my parents would do to me than any officer. Yes, principal or teacher would do. The kid wasn't mistreated, and Mr. Jackson decided to film and post to Twitter only one side of this. Then he continued to set an awesome example of an adult by cursing the police while wanting his video of mistreatment to garner views. Maybe the police should just not do anything unless it's a hug and praise. When I was a kid, there was something called personal responsibility. Good thing we live in a day and age where you don't have to ever be responsible for your actions. And if you get caught breaking the law, there's always bail reform. Yep. It's doing wonders for all of our communities thus far. And I'm going to stop it at there. Even for the people who kind of call it both ways, I agree with them. I agree. And the reason I'm agreeing because, again, when we saw the beginning of the video, how he had him grabbed by his hood. By the hood of his jacket or whatnot. Hey, maybe it was a little bit excessive, I don't think it should have went that far. Then how y'all came up gangster, pouring the chips out front of his face and all that, I think that's probably a bit too much too. But, hey, but at the end of the day, my thing is this. I'm glad I'm finally doing a story where a child didn't die. At least we can say that. We all can agree with that. I'm doing a story for a while that the child did not die. It could have been worse. All right? It could have been worse. But also, I want to say this too. Because somebody brought this to my attention before I went live. When I was growing up, I don't know how many of y'all folks did this to y'all. When I was growing up, didn't y'all mom and dad tell y'all that let's say you had a store that was like not far from your apartments or the house, and they tell you don't you go to that store, you know you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money, you ain't got no reason being at that store. How many of y'all parents told y'all that? My mom used to do that to me. We had a favorite store back when I was growing up. It was a 7-Eleven, but they changed it to so many stores now. But we had a 7-Eleven. And she was like, you know, you had no reason to be up there at this store if you don't have any money. Actually, she was correct. You don't need to be up there. All right? And if she caught me up there without having any money, well, again, it was held to the captain. Either I got punishment or I got my ass whooped, whatever the case may be, because I wasn't supposed to be up there and I ain't got no money. I shouldn't be nowhere around no store without any money. And she was correct. Because every time I used to go up there with the homeboys or the homies or my compadres, they had money, but I didn't. So it really wasn't a reason for me to be there because there's nothing for me to buy. You know, so I just gonna be one of them children that just hanging around the store for no reason. Now, lucky my homeboys, then sometimes, you know, we'll treat each other when we don't have money and we get them goodies and we're going to buy our business. But she told me right. And other parents who probably told y'all that. There's no reason for you to be at this store without no money. Unless you plan on stealing something. And that's the way she looked at stuff. All right? So again, first time I got caught, didn't do it for a minute. Once the smoke cleared, I went and did it again. And for some reason, every time I did it, I ended up getting caught. So what you think I did when I kept on getting caught? I stopped. Because again, the store manager at the store, even though he knew my mama, he can't do nothing to me. So I'm in fear of what she was going to do. And as she talked to you multiple times, what she did, she tore that ass up. Because I keep doing what she told me not to do. But I can't stress this enough, though. That was back in the 80s and the 90s. We got a whole different breed of children now. That again, it falls back on the parents. Because a lot of parents let these children do what the hell they want to do. They want to be their friend first versus their parent, which is supposed to be the other way around. Because they don't want to make their children mad. They want to keep their children happy. And it's getting so bad that they doing that so many parents now are getting scared of these children. And going to talk shows trying to see can they get some rectification of the situation. Well, you don't need to go to no talk shows. You need to put your foot up their ass. That's it. Dr. Phil or Montel Jordan or whatever his name was, all these folks, y'all going on show talk about y'all scared of your children? Shit, fuck that. Meet my grandma and meet my mom at the time. You don't need no TV show. You don't even call the police. You don't even call no guidance counselor because they was all of that in one. Amen? They was all of that in one. And I never understand that how the parent can become scared of their children. I never understand that. But it happens. Who remember that story about them twin girls? What's their name? Yaz and Taz? The one that killed their mom? The mom was scared of her own daughters. The daughters chased her out the house and killed that woman because she won't let them do what they wanted to do. So they both came together and killed their own mom because they knew their mom was scared of them. And that's why I keep stressing. 80s and 90s is a different breed of what we have right now. I just refuse to believe that. You let your kids run so rapid that you scared of them now. And you scared to make them mad. But I told y'all, the solution to a lot of this stuff, a knuckle sandwich. You ain't handle a lot of this stuff. A knuckle sandwich. Riley Kennedy, they overkilled that woman. And then you know what? And what made it so bad? How them girls didn't give a damn about their mama, and they ran over their mama. The mama's brother, which is their uncle, I never forget it when I think I did this story, I played it or something, or I watched it on TV. Said these little hoochie bombers brought their boyfriends to their mom's funeral and was sniggling and giggling with their boyfriend at their own mom's funeral. And said that their uncle had to stand up and say, "What did you," his words, quote, "What did you hoes do to my sister?" They said those his exact words. That man stood up in that funeral and said, "What did you hoes do to my sister?" And you talking about somebody who got no respect for their parent, that you bring your boyfriend to the funeral? Y'all brought y'all boyfriend to your mom's funeral after y'all killed them. That's some sick shit. That's some sick shit. But all that goes to this, what I'm talking about here right now. It's a good thing that the boy didn't get so outrageous that this happened to him, that he got killed. Because again, if he was stealing, and maybe the store owner could have got trigger happy and shot this boy and his partner. But thank God that didn't happen. So he can be saved. But the thing is, though, are the parents is saving him? What are the parents doing? According to the police, he said the mom don't care. But do the dad really care? That's a question too. Does the dad really care? See, a lot of people was making this about race. And I was looking at something earlier where they kept saying they're just constantly making it the issue about race. I don't think it's got anything to do with race. Take race out of the equation. Look at the problem at hand. We have an 8-year-old stealing. Regardless of what color the children is. Look at the real problem. Stop looking at race. Then I heard the man say his next door neighbor house got broken into by 3 Hispanic kids. And it took them to rob his house 3 times before he did anything. And then he turned around and say, "I won't call the cops. I'll talk to the young man." So let me get this straight. This same young man break into your house 1 time. I get you talking to him then. The second time, I may get you maybe talking to him to a second time. But the third time, dude, how much words do you got to say to him? If the same child has broken into your house 3 damn times, regardless of the color, what more do you have to say? What are you going to do? Just going to keep on letting them do it? Because apparently whatever you saying to the child is going on deaf ears. He don't give a fuck what you're talking about because you're not calling the police. All right, cool. He ain't going to call the police. All right, cool. He just talking to me and he's sending me back home. But a third damn time, bruh, what you going to do then? So that's why I say a lot of people get on camera and just say this shit, talking about what they wouldn't do. That's bullshit. Nobody's going to keep letting nobody breaking into their house without doing something trying to rectify the situation. That's bullshit. Even for a child. And that same thing I said, but I do recording this video. Man, you can say that shit on the camera all you want to about what you would have do or what you would have done. But dude, that young man was up in your house. I promise you would have had a different attitude. You're doing this now because it ain't happened to you. And maybe you got a problem with the cops. But if he's really genuine about it, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If he's really genuine about it, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But something tells me he probably seen this child multiple times too. And probably seen what that young man has been up to and didn't do anything until the cops got involved. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. But I promise that what it looked like for me. That's what it looks like to me. Because again, the cops say we just went through this before. So that's the same area that boy been doing that stuff in, and that man stays in that area. then you can't tell me you never seen him before. You had to see him before because you went nuts when the police showed up. All right, guys. So right here, they saying that the father he's saying that his son was mistreated. He feel like his son was mistreated. Let's hear this, and y'all tell me what y'all think about what y'all gonna hear. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh, I forgot about the ads. I forgot about the ads. Let me get past the ads, guys. Then we can hear what the dad got to say.
Keeler spoke with the father of the boy who appeared in the video. She joins us in studio now after asking him what he wishes the police officers had done differently. Mary?
Well, tonight we're hearing from the 8-year-old's father for the very first time. He says Syracuse police mistreated his son.
What is y'all doing?
On Sunday, an 8-year-old was in tears as he was led into a Syracuse police car. He stole a bag of chips from a store. His father says while this was happening, he was on the way to the grocery store and had left.
For the person who just said earlier something about is he eating, I want y'all just hear that and just listen to the irony of that. Your son stealing a bag of chips, but now you telling the news people that you were going to the grocery store. Somebody said that earlier in the chat room about is he eating? Is he eating at home? Is he being fed or something like that? I don't know which one of y'all said that. But listen to this. The irony. He was going to the grocery store. His son stealing chips.
Both his sons at home. He was driving on the highway, then
got a call from the police. Say, I have your case.
Officers brought his kids to their house in Syracuse to talk to him.
And they said, oh, we saw your case and they stole a bag of chips.
No charges were filed, but soon Weah saw this video taken by a bystander, now viral on social media, showing the circumstances of his interaction with Syracuse police. Weah says it hurt him to watch his son yelling and crying.
You can't treat him like that because a bag of chips, like he killed somebody. He's not a criminal.
He tells me the officers need to be held accountable for how they treated his son. Syracuse police say no force was used on the 8-year-old other than placing him into a car, and he was never put in handcuffs. The mayor's office says the officer knew the boy, and in the video, officers say he's been in trouble before.
No. They went to the police door, they say people never call them, say the case causing trouble in the neighborhood.
Weah says his son was not stolen before, and in the aftermath, his son was more quiet and not himself around the
Hey,
house.
he like a baby to me. Why you? That's what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing. I just
so they done it to my child. Tomorrow they will do the same thing to another kid. So I'm more concerned about case in general. They shouldn't be treated like that.
I asked that father if he wants to see the body camera footage of Syracuse police of what happened Sunday. He says yes. Syracuse police tell us the officers were all wearing one at the time. I have asked the city and the police department if they plan to release it once their internal review is done. Just a few moments ago, I heard back from a spokesperson for the mayor's office who says there should be an update coming as soon as tomorrow on that. Live in the studio tonight, I'm Mary Keeler.
These kids, they have to be stopped.
So apparently they talked to him for the footage came out. So he did see the footage. He said it hurt his heart to see his son crying like that. And I don't doubt that he did. I don't doubt that he did. But sir, I gotta say this again. They said they have held multiple interactions with your child. So he cried this time, pretty much sure he may have cried another time that he got caught. And have brought this young man back to the house. You sat there and talked cool with the police, and the police had to talk with you and your son. Your son didn't deny anything. He was all right once he got home. And the cop said to him, we're going to be all right, right? I don't want to keep coming back to you for no stupid stuff. He said, okay. You said, okay. You saw this video. Now you want to say he was being mistreated. Then you say you got 2 sons. If I heard you right, you said you got 2 sons. So I'm curious at where the other son was at when this son right here was out allegedly stealing chips. Where the other son was at. Or was the other son in the video that we saw trying to pull him back? Was that the other son right there? All right. Then you say, you're concerned for the children. I feel you on that. I do. But why does it sound like the more I'm talking about this story, I feel like that who's feeling for your son? All right. Gotta say it again. Police said I brought him home once. The mom seemed like she didn't care. Now the thing about it is you didn't deny that whether she cared about him or not. You just said she was sick. Maybe that's passable. Maybe you saying she's sick, so maybe it does look like that she don't care. I mean, she's sick. It's probably she ain't got much strength to do whatever, And if it is the case, then I guess I can't say nothing much about that. But look like you still up and able-bodied. So, gotta ask the question again. If this is true that your son has been getting in trouble multiple times and you like in the same area, then, sir, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And again, people, I stress this and say that y'all know we don't like to see our kin folks looked in a bad light. So of course, yeah, we're gonna defend them regardless who it is because we don't want to see them in a bad light. But how's that helping anything if every time somebody doing something wrong, it's almost like we watering it down or we trying to give it a pass when we need to be facing a problem face forward for what it is. And say, hey, I'm going to get him straight. Y'all won't have to deal with this no more. I promise you won't have to deal with this no more. But now, it's the police fault. They mistreated him. You didn't like it. And this, that, and the third. Now you're going to file a complaint. You're going to file a complaint. Right here says father says while that was happening, he was on his way to the grocery store and had left both his sons at home. Then check this out. He got a call from the police. So again, the police done dealt with your son before. They knew how to get in contact with you. So meaning they talked to you before as well about your son mishaps and what he has done. They talked to you before. Because they knew to get a hold of you when they got him. He said it hurts him to watch his son yelling and crying. I mean, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. You can't treat him like that because of a bag of chips like he killed somebody. He's not a criminal. He said the officer need to be held accountable for how they treated his son. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm ask y'all who watching this now and you want to watch it later. So he's saying the cops need to be held accountable for how they treated his son. Let's just say I'm going to agree with him when he say that. Let's just go there and say we all agree what he's saying. Sir, what do you need to be held accountable for? Again, your son has been dealt with multiple times with the police. So what do you need to be held accountable for? Am I wrong for saying that? Let's just say we're going to agree what he's saying, that the police needs to be held accountable for what they did. Let's play devil advocate and agree with what he said. Now, let's turn the tides. What do you need to be held accountable for? If this keeps on happening, what do you need to be held accountable for? And the mother, if it's fair to say her too, because he said she was sick, if that's fair, what do y'all need to be held accountable for? So I'm going to say this right here. I hate what happened to him. But the big question is to him, when is he going to learn? When is he going to learn? When is he going to learn? And who is there to teach him to do better? Now that's a good question. Did the chips ever got paid for? That's a damn good question. Did the chips ever get paid for? Damn good question. And if they didn't, he still got off with a slap on the wrist. He still got off. If the chips weren't paid for, he still got off. Thank you, Sandy. Exactly. Me personally, and I wish I could make Murder do this. Jesus Christ. That boy getting expensive. He getting bigger. The bigger he getting expensive. I wish I could make him work off for what he getting. But he a dog, so what do he know? But they're right there, Sandy. They're right there. And that's how a lot of parents approached it back then. Oh, you stealing? You're going to work it off. You're going to go out there to their store. You're going to help that man or that woman at their store till you pay off your debt. What are you stocking the store, sacking groceries? You're going to pay off your debt. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. Because y'all know kids ain't thinking about working at their age. They want to go out and play, eat McDonald's, go to Chuck E. Cheese and all type of stuff, go to the park and everything. Work is nowhere on their mind, okay? Because they used to us as adults and parents and people around the village giving them money. So you think they were thinking about working? No. And that's understandable. So I think that's a damn good way to get them back. Make them pay off their debt. You stole a bag of chips, $5 or something like that. You go out there, pay off your $5 by helping the store clerk and do what he or she asks you to do. Bada bing, bada boom, debt is paid. And hey, you never know. The store clerk may be cool, he or she probably still break y'all a little something because they like your work. You still probably get $5. They probably say, man, look, you did a good job. I ain't worried about the chips. Here you go, young man. Here you go, young lady. Here you go, $5 for you. You did an excellent job. How many of y'all had somebody in the village that y'all helped them do something and you got paid for it? Now, if the father is not doing that, then I probably suggest him to do that now. You know, show him the ethics of working and see his reward after he work. Take out the trash. Here you go. Here go your allowance. Take out the trash. It's going to steal in his mind with, damn, I ain't got to go steal no chips. My dad give me an allowance. If people still do this now, I don't know. My dad give me an allowance every week, or my mom give me an allowance every week for doing my chores. I get $5, probably get $10. If I know how to save my money, all that add up. So it's basically 4 weeks in a month. So you save your $10 up or your $20 up for 4 weeks. $10, that's $40 a month. $20, that's $80 a month. But you are stealing in him and her when you work. You get rewarded. Amen. When you work, you get rewarded. So long as you do your chores, you get your allowance. So if he's not doing that, maybe try that. Then the young man can stop stealing chips. He can have his own money and go buy his own chips. Problem solved. Problem solved. At least in my opinion, problem solved. That's a good question, Sandy. Did he even make his son apologize to the store owner? Now, let me say this right here because I got sent the article that the store owner claimed he didn't call the police. Okay, if you didn't call the police, then how the police know to go there and get him if nobody called the police? How do they know to go there to detain him? But when you go try to click on the article, it says the page not found. So it makes me believe that they took it down because they found out he probably lied. Whoever the owner of this damn store is lied, because if you didn't call the police, then how the police would know that he was stealing? That's stupid. How would they know he was stealing? And why would you lie like that so you didn't call the police? But if you didn't, who did? Somebody had to tip the police off. But maybe you saying that because you probably want people coming after you. I don't know. Guys, I mean, well, that's my take on it. You know, that's how I feel about this whole situation. One, I'm glad he ain't dead because it could have been much worse. Two, I don't feel he was mistreated at all. I don't feel like he was mistreated at all. Not one bit. I do not feel like he was mistreated. I agree with some of the comments. The dude who recorded video, I think he turned a molehill into a mountain. I mean, I get it. He feel it was unnecessary. I agree with him to an extent, according to the video in the beginning when he jacked him up by his collar and all that stuff. I think that was a little bit excessive. But some of y'all may think that's not excessive. You know, y'all probably still think they still didn't do nothing wrong. I think they probably was a little excessive. The dad, he was cool at first, but I think he letting this dude video hype him up and to want to put in a complaint or whatnot, which he got his right to do. But I think he just letting that video hype him up. Because I really do truly believe if he never saw that viral video, that man probably would have went on by his day. All right. But now that the video has been released, I want to know if he'll come out and say anything else, because according to what I just played for y'all, he said that before the body cam probably was released. What it sounded like to me. So now that he's seen it for all angles, I wonder how he feel about it now. And y'all know me. Hey, if he see my live, hey, he more welcome to come speak to me. Hey, my platform is open. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But me personally, I don't think he was mistreated. And I wish people stop trying to make this about race. Because I saw a lot of comments in some else that I watched. Yeah, well, not the comments, but the video I was watching, they trying to make it about race. And that's not the issue here to me. And a lot of people in the comments said was like, it's just crazy how y'all trying to make this about race. And I agree with that. This ain't got shit to do with race. So take that out of the equation. Stop that. All right? Stop that. This ain't got nothing to do with race. There's a bigger problem here with that young man. That young man needs some guidance. He needs somebody going to teach him a lesson or two about the error of his ways and what can happen when he do stuff like this. That's the bigger issue. And then on top of that, if he keeps doing this, that's a real major problem. It ain't got shit to do with race. That's the real major problem right there. If he's constantly doing this and constantly getting in trouble about the cops, then there's an issue here. What the fuck is going on at home? That's what we need to start looking at right there. All right? But in that though, I could be wrong on that too. I'd like to see what y'all think on it. My young man Chris Storms, I thank y'all for listening. Hey, tell me how y'all feel. Peace out.